I did have a really good conversation with our assessor one day. It was in the lobby. And he talked about, and I hope I get these numbers as close as I can, over 70% of the accounts for personal property tax in Portage are less than 10% of the actual revenue of personal property tax. So while he was very concerned about the revenue and what would happen to the city of Portage without replacement, he did say, can you imagine 70% of your workload, over 70% accounts for less than 10% of your income? That's not a very wise use of time. And so he did think that there was merit to the conversation. Again, very concerned about where the revenues would come from. I can only imagine the other municipalities have similar or even more disparate workload versus income. And just to remind people who haven't heard about the personal property tax, you know, the governor's proposal was, we have 3 different types of personal property tax. We have utility, commercial, and industrial. So personal property is spread amongst 3 different sectors there. The governor's proposal deals with industrial and then small accounts on the commercial side. So 100% of personal property taxes would not go away unless somebody had 100% of their eggs in industrial. Now I know City of Portage, we have Pfizer's what, 14% of the tax base, 15%? So we've got Pfizer and Stryker in Portage. That's a huge issue because we do have a great reliance on large industrial base. So that's where I think when you look at the House, we want to have a very thoughtful conversation. Don't want to be pressured by somebody's arbitrary timeline. And saying that as well, we have a lot of pressing issues we're dealing with right now. So we want to be respectful to the conversation and make sure that we're doing the work we need to do. So when people say they're not doing this until after November, or they're not doing it until, or the Senate has, there's been some senators who said they're going to have it done before summer. We don't know. It hasn't even been sent to our committee yet, if it goes to our committee. So how can you have a timeline when it's not been assigned and we haven't even started hearings on it? On Monday, at June 11th at 10 a.m., where Chairman Gilbert, who chairs the Tax Policy Committee, where Representative Wilmette and I serve on, he's going to be here in town to talk about tax issues. You'll be getting emails, but look at that so we can dive more into personal property tax and we may know more. But I will say our city manager has stayed in very good contact with me, and I told him that your plan to up your reserves is a good plan. Anytime you don't know what's happening, increasing your savings is not a bad thing. That's what everybody should do, and so I applaud you with taking a proactive step.